All right. Cool. Hello, guys. Welcome to my YouTube video. We're coaching Fuego here today, and
This is some of the worst gameplay you've ever seen. Don't wait till the end.
Bad supports, bad tanks, everything goes sideways.
all right. Let's speed through
If
this.
you want some drama, if you want to feel good about your gameplay, you come to the right place.
Funnily enough, I've already gone over this a small bit with Robin and Sylvan, so
yeah, basically you're all noobs, so Heartstuck Masters.
we're all right. So I already explained this to Robin a bit. And Robin, no saying. So when it comes to chokes, where's my? Oh, I know why. Because I'm not in. Hey, I've got my pen again. What term is it when we play with Sig that I'm always hammering on to you guys about? It starts with A. Well,
That's
how
not
does
with an
how
A.
does off angles start with an A? It's just angles. But what I want to emphasize is that every time we're opting to play in a choke, the whole idea that we have no angles comes into effect. So we're all caught by the same spam, etc. All the cover they use to block one or to stabilize is used to block all of us. So even though we're playing stuff like Brawl, etc., the concepts still say the same. There's no need for us to be stacked too much together in Brawl, and that's why we don't opt to go into chokes like this, or when they're holding close like this, we're trying to manipulate them to move in a different way, or it's why we don't really like entering through there, and it's the whole idea of chokes. All right, we eventually do go back to point a bit. Now, what I want to emphasize is, again, even though we're a Brawl team, we can do a lot more than just stacking on ourselves. So, for instance, which three of the five doesn't really need, well, three of the four doesn't really need to be playing directly on top of the Rhine? Yep.
But you are. So.
No, he
You
Wait,
aren't.
Can I answer? Wait.
Sure,
Because-
but you already know the answer. But
I do too.
The sim
that's one.
and
The
the
three.
May.
So
The
the bat,
Lucio.
the sim, and okay, what is it? The May or the Lucio?
The
Lucio.
Lucio.
Yeah, he plays with Ryan. He needs to speed me the fuck in and speed me the
Yeah,
fuck
but
out.
I can go to the rant so quick.
Yep.
No, wait, the
It-
May. Because
It's the May.
No, yeah, the May, because
Alright,
you
which
always say
three don't need to be stacked completely on top of Rhine? It's these
Oh.
three. May and Ryan, we've already talked about it. Like the whole idea is that when Ryan gets walled off, then it's very useful for May to be there to counter wall, etc. Because you want to be walled off too. But here's the thing: who are they not playing? May. So we don't even need May to really be too stacked on our Rhine. We still want them together because if May is playing on an off angle here or so and so, and Rhine decides to go in, because May's effective range is so small, etc., you kind of ideally want May to be playing with Rhine a lot of the time. If we're playing stuff like Cassidy, then the Cassidy's effective range and how split he can play is much further. And if we're playing Hanzo with this, it's even more crazy. So, like, say we're playing King's Row and we're attack, it's completely fine for Hanzo to go up and play on the high ground and be so split from the team. Because like Hanzo doesn't really care about playing on top of his team, and if anything, wants to create as much of an angle as he can, if that makes sense. So, depending on what we're against, we don't even need to be stacking on this. The only thing that's really important is understanding when Ryan wants to go in, we need to be ready to help this. So, if Stack is over here and Ryan wants to push up like this, it's not really going to happen too well. And at the same time, if Lucio decides to play over like on this side for a bit, then the moment that the Rhine goes in, Lucio needs to come closer to the Rhine, enable this to happen, etc. But on top of that, like for sure, the sim doesn't really care about playing on top of the Rhine either. But if we're playing sim, we kind of need to be using TP a bit more than we are. This entire first fight, we don't really have a plan. When we're playing, so I'll let the first fight just play out, and you can see how the only thing we're doing is we're just hoping someone dies. And meanwhile, we're throwing resources out left and right, and nothing is really happening because of using those resources. You can see there's no cohesive plan or like coordination between going in at the same time. And our problem as well is that when we're only going in one direction, etc., then this whole idea of angles keeps on applying. Like we don't actually need to be going in next to the Rhine here. We can very easily be playing Sim and then going this side, same as Lucio, etc. Even Bap to a degree, you can start playing over here. You can have a very aggressive posture. The only thing to consider is if their team pushes in, are you still able to go back, etc. And then you need to keep in mind where your team is playing. So at the moment, we're doing a good job that we're actually just staying together and we're not too split, because a lot of teams do struggle with that to an extent. But we need to be pushing ourselves to play even more split while still being able to take all the benefits that we have in why we want to stack up a bit, if that makes sense. All right. Because yeah, like this whole fight here, we're so concerned in just looking straight at this Rhine. Like, here's the thing. When I mean, I guess because we're playing sim, our win condition is a bit more Rhine. But if we can get onto their backline, make it difficult for that, then this is exactly what we want. But right now, we're kind of just playing so passive. We're getting caught by all the spam, etc. Like, if you see this junk ult charge, he's already got his ult already. Meanwhile, we're struggling to have anything except for window, and the only reason we have window is because we're catching so much spam from junk, right? And now junk's gonna tire, etc., and we're losing this fight, and it's all because we're just playing into the junk spam for no reason. Especially when we're playing into junk, we shouldn't be so stacked. Anyway, I'm gonna skip forwards a bit and then talk about the next thing. All right, rotations. Okay, small thing, but when we do rotations, do we want them to know how we rotate?
No.
So does it help swinging this the whole time?
It's
just
it's
I
a
know
force
it,
of
I know
habit.
it's muscle memory. Like on break, I'm also constantly pressing left click. But I'm just mentioning it now so that you think about it, because when we're doing these rotations, we're playing mind games the whole time. If we peek in this lobby and see they're all set up there already, like we've made it extremely obvious that we're doing this rotation. And the moment that we get to this point and we see this, we're like, okay, they've already took a hold of that. We need to instantly back out and go to the next. We have other options, and it's very difficult for them to react to us just playing over here and immediately committing to one lane or the other. Because like they either hard commit to one of them or they back up to being able to hold both a bit better, if that makes sense. So all we need to do is recognize when they're already out of choke or when they're already over here, we can just play over here. We can just pause for a moment if we want and bait back, or we can go over here and we can amp speed through that choke or whatever. But what we can't do is we need to recognize way sooner. Oh, okay, we can't go through here. Let's not force our way through, etc. And yeah, like it's the whole concept of us going through chokes, etc. Now they're using window. There's absolutely nowhere for our team to go. It's lucky that we even get that. To be fair, they do use window and wall and shatter, so it's not the worst. but it's so easy for them to just use whatever they want and have a very easy fight most of the time because we're going into them into like a choke. And the other thing is we're playing with Sim. We're playing with Sim. We should be able to do rotations so quickly and so fast. And all I want is that the Sim is playing kind of first in this case. Yeah, like I'm not saying she walks up, looks at them, and then TPs. I mean just that wherever we go at this point, we can just immediately Sim can go. Okay, we're going back this way. Well, like Robin can call it or whatever. I don't care too much. But all I want is that Sim just immediately puts the TP down and everyone just takes it, and we bypass this entire choke in the first place. To be honest, I'm not exactly sure why we're playing Sim May. I feel like we play Sim Junk a lot more on this, but maybe I'm tripping. But it's fine. It's not the reason why. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. We're gonna skip to well, let's see. All right, let's talk about this. So we start on Brawl. Goes a bit messy initially, but let's talk about some of it. Let's go back even more. Cool. Because this scenario will pop up more in future, and we can hold this against this. I don't like on maps where they can play Pharah. I don't like playing with non-hit scan option. Actually, I take this back. I take this back. I take this back. I'm completely happy for us to play this here. I take this back. Yeah. I'm getting too baited by the fact that they're playing pharmacy. Again, what does your comp do when it comes to pharmacy?
Mm,
Nope.
I was about to say nothing.
Okay. What's your strength
I mean,
as a Brawl comp?
we just have with what we have now, only stack and shoot at the pharmacy. So we can
Yep.
check shit.
You ignore the Pharah, and you look to do what?
Yeah, explode on someone.
Yep. You can very easily just posture up main and just TP over here and fuck up the Ana.
All right,
And
we have on TP. I forgot.
yeah,
we keep forgetting about the TP.
Yeah,
I always do it.
we just don't utilize it enough at all. And the other thing that I want to make very clear is that when we're playing on point like this, we need to be actually not play on point. I keep saying this about other maps, but is this map included? This point is all open space. Like this Pharah, she's gonna peek right here and she's gonna fucking hit you. If you don't want to be hit, I know it feels risky, but you need to start playing a bit more outside of the point. Even if Pharah is opting to try and go around this corner to shoot you, you can adjust. I want everyone to just be playing pretty much. Either Robin's playing on over there. Let's actually do a better.
So do me as Rhino also play outside, or do I stay on point? Because someone needs to stay on point.
You can hold here.
Okay.
I'm fine with that. But the rest of us, we don't need to be playing on point with you. If we do opt to all play on point with you, like all of us are gonna get caught in spam. It's fine for you to be spammed a bit, but even then, you can still like take this cover a bit, and force the Pharah to play more on point. But what I don't want is that we're all just sitting on point with absolutely nowhere that we can reset to. It's fine for you to play because you on point because it takes a lot longer to kill you, and you can stabilize in that time. If you're very low, then you can start going back a bit, and we even have the option to TP that we can do just to but like that's maybe asking a bit too much. But what I ideally want is that we're holding this side and this side, and then and then stacks in the middle. And then when we do this, it's really difficult for them to maneuver their comp around us. The only way they go towards us is through main. And if they go through main, that's completely fine because Robin is just here swinging and it doesn't really matter. The moment that the Tracer is trying to opt through these two lanes, we need people dedicated to stopping this. So I want like whether it's Lucio or a HP or even Junk to be controlling the lanes, just literally people at either side are making it very difficult because the way this point gets very difficult is if you allow them to be able to hit you from every angle. So firstly, we're all getting knocked up there because we're all on point and stacked together. And like I said, and I keep saying, we don't actually need to be so stacked here. And you can see like this ball is just coming in and all of our attention is all the way out here. We're not really achieving anything and it's all because we're not able to mark these lanes enough. If fire comes around here, that's fine. We can just adjust. If they're putting their pressure to go through this side, then we can adjust, we can rotate, and we can do our U shape in towards where fire is. So now we can start playing with people over on this side. We can rotate away from fire if we want to. And every time fire comes from the side, what is it really easy to now do?
To break line of sight with her, to just yoink inside and then the whole... Oh, to push?
Yep.
Wait.
Farah isn't there to spam you whilst you rotate onto this Anna because she is currently all the way over here, right? The moment that, yeah? That's exactly what I'm saying. If Farah is holding this side, you don't hold it. I'm talking about marking the tracer. I'm talking about marking the ball. Wait. Let's visualize this a bit better. So you're saying so Farah's over. So it's literally how it was like a moment ago. So maybe I've gone a bit too far. Yeah, I have. So like this. Yep. Nope. Because we can like it's about holding these channels against ball coming in. If ball is already coming in this side, then we shouldn't be playing here. We can just be playing over here and then punishing ball for doing this, but we're not playing on point itself so much. We're trying to do our best to either shut down ball from coming this side or this side, being aware of where Tracer is. Like we see Tracer and ball right here. We don't actually need to mark these sides here. I completely agree with you that if you stand here and ball is rolling through main or rolling through the side, that you're gonna get fucked. But we're literally just holding either back here or wherever, and we're just playing in accordance to just marking where their team is. The reason why we fuck up against spam so much is that it feels like no one has any idea what's happening and no one has any awareness of where their team is. When in reality, it's very easy to be calling out where ball is rolling, where tracer is, and everyone should be super aware of where their fire is spamming through because it's the most loud thing in the universe, right? But yeah, like right here, the moment that we see that ball is trying to engage through here, we can be stepping up and playing closer to here. We can even be playing like in this angle or stepping up here, etc. But it's purely with the idea that we're also maintaining the flanks. So like in this case, if Lucio didn't know that Tracer was coming through there or whatever, Lucio is completely fine to just hold this angle here and just put pressure. And if the DPS already see that Lucio is holding a lane or whatever, then they only care about holding the opposite lane so much. No. Like you don't have to be on point whatsoever. You can. Yep. like yeah, if ball is slamming on point here and he's rolled in, then yeah, go fuck him up. But it's the fact that we're getting caught by slams like this when it should be the other way, where ball slams and then we go in and we're not getting caught in slam. Yeah, like right here, we need to recognize Farah's over here. Their Ana's just playing over here. There's absolutely nothing stopping us from killing this Ana. We need to care a bit less about just sitting on point, trying to hold point against them, and just fuck up the Ana. If Ana dies, it's just a 4v5. We completely remove all pressure of Ana being able to spam down this main bit, for ball to stabilize faster, for a lot of things. Ana isn't that important, but the fact that we force a 4v5 means that we're able to just outlast a lot of the pressure that they do. So we can see, like, we're all rushing forwards to them, and it's this mindset again that we're just so like sticking together. And if we're instead just constantly rotating and adjusting, we only need to be as close as we have to be. And it's a bit awkward when we're already on sim and junk into this comp, but the concept is still the same. I want to actually watch this a bit better.
Me.
It's
I charged. I don't know.
junk line.
I thought I charged them off, but
I don't think your charge was far enough, and the
yeah, it wasn't far enough.
no. Okay, but yeah, at this point doesn't really matter, and at the same time, what's so important is that you guys pretty much insta lose the fight the moment they have barrage, and you just want to kind of stall out barrage as much as you can by not just being stacked on point as well. Alright. That was terrible. Rip. All right.
The value
But,
unseen.
when you play against a comp like this, don't be scared to just window like a bit diagonally on here or etc. And just like be like you aren't specifically getting an angle here or whatever that you're properly windowing. You're just putting the window down so that anyone who comes on point, your whole team's pretty flexible in just adjusting with the window and you to heal the Rhine, etc. So don't worry too much about getting a lot of value from window, especially into the comp. You can look to completely pressure out the sim as BAP if you just window, and there's an opportunity, but yeah. All right, this part, do I really want to talk about it? Okay, so what is the issue with this comp? Okay, what does our comp want to do?
Fuck up the Farah. I mean, we
So-
explode on one target, we stabilize, do the same thing, and rinse and repeat.
Yeah, we're looking to be aggressive, punish and basically dive these two. Whether it's Dodo fucking up Mercy and then later on the Farah, or us communicating to dive on the Ana. If we dive on the Ana, who dies?
Ana.
No, as in on our team.
No one.
No,
Mercy?
Cassidy.
Oh yeah. I thought with the dive. Okay,
The-
sorry, I'm stupid.
The fact that we play a Cassidy means that we all have to play a bit more statically around where Cassidy is to offer peel and to try and mark everyone. And we can make our lives so much easier by just being like, okay, we already have an Echo Mercy for their Pharah Mercy. Do we really need to also get a hit scan? No, not really, right? Like, if we can't trust the Echo Mercy to at least match, if not be in a favorable matchup, then this is already kind of doomed. And we already have a comp that, like, if we're picking Cassidy, we're actually playing more into the Pharah Mercy because our comp has to stay still a lot more. We're catching more spam compared to if we just play Tracer and we just do rotations and we just do our own thing instead of caring about the Cassidy, then our life is just easier. So if we
would Soldier also be a viable option? Because Soldier is also a little bit more sustainable.
I can see Soldier working to an extent. It's better than Cassidy here, but I don't like this map at all for Soldier because for Soldier to really work, you're wanting a very nice, like, a lane to play in that you have room to do stuff. Like, if there was like a whole lane over here you could play in, it would be nice. But in reality, where does Soldier really set up here to really do anything where he's still safe from dives and can I don't know. I can see it, but it would literally just be, oh shit, the tracer's going for me and the ball's going for me. Time to spend the whole game running around like an idiot and not actually having any value. And at that point, I'd just rather have Tracer and Sombra if the only thing you're gonna do on Soldier is just try and run away to survive from the ball dives, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I already kind of went over this with Robin, but we need to be actually looking to punish and to take this space away from them, because the worst thing that we can do into dive comps is allow dive comps to stage and to set up against us. If we're allowing this ball and this tracer to just go through here and take all this space and do rotations here, and we have no information about this, we're making our lives so much more difficult. We need to be actually holding this space all over here after we win fights, and we need to be putting way more pressure on their rotations. If we have like in this example, if we didn't have Cassidy, we'd have a Tracer, and Tracer could play in this side, and we already know that we're covering off a lot of this side. We can have Echo Mercy playing on over here, or even playing over here, and we're still able to do stuff here. We can have Winston ready to jump from anywhere from here, or we can have him drop from here and then either jump back or jump over here, or wherever is suited. But playing on point, all that does is just let them do what they want. Like, this whole time, we're all suddenly getting caught by spam again. They've made their way into the map, and we've applied no pressure whatsoever. The tracer is free to rotate. The ball, like, even though just going in and slamming straight forwards is like a grief play, and even though Tracer, instead of just going coast and helping, decides to follow the same route, like, this stuff is still working into you guys for no reason. Like, you can see how low this Cassidy is, and we're sitting here doing our best to try and peel him and play on point to try and save him, and this is just so inefficient. And meanwhile, we're getting no real value. The Cassidy can't really shoot anyone because we haven't created any space for him to play in. What Dodo and Mercy are doing is fine, because there's like just fucking up the other Mercy Echoes is kind of what we should be doing. Who's getting poked? Who? Okay. Okay. But what do you think we're doing outside? Do you think this Anna can survive out here? Okay, where's the Anna gonna go? That's my point, exactly.
But then she has no value if she's outside of the fight. And
So,
so
you're saying over here?
Oh.
Or where? Like over... Oh, she's... Okay. Okay, if she plays here and our Winston's staging here, and we also have Echo Mercy, if we're playing this right, she just gets fucked. Same with Tracer. Like we also like I'm saying, forget the fact that we have a Cassidy. Like there should be nowhere where this Anna can stage. And if Anna isn't able to have any value or whatsoever, then once Anna dies, we can so easily just deal with this Mercy because we can literally just jump up and fuck up the Mercy. And there's not a world where this Pharah is going to spam our monkey so much before we have an Echo, we have a Tracer, and we have a monkey just jumping after a Mercy. Like that shit, like we're going to win that fight like 90 times out of 100. Okay, then we do the exact same thing. The same thing happens. The Mercy and Pharah, they're playing out here, right? And you're saying, oh, they're gonna spam us. No, we're gonna be jumping onto the Mercy, and the Mercy is going to fucking die. And if Anna isn't in a position where she can help with this because she has to play all the way back here and can't even peek this, and the Mercy is flying about over here, then the Mercy is gonna die, right? Yep. And it's just if we deny the Anna, then there isn't really a world that the Mercy survives. Because Mercy on her own against what we're running, like she's just gonna die. She's gonna fall over every time, unless she's like getting Volk. If she gets Volk, that's a different story. We won't talk about that. Am I right? Am I right?
And if she used Fog, isn't that then a win in our book because then we forced an ult out?
Yeah. Yeah, but at the same time, we should also be playing with our own ults, and
Okay,
we can also like when we dive and we force Valk out, we can look to stabilize ourselves. Like the Tracer isn't going to stay there out in the open trying to shoot the Mercy or whatever. And like we're going to have a Valk of our own at this point as well. So our own Echo is going to be stronger as well. Even if she Valks, there's still actually a world where we can kill her. But like Overwatch isn't some game of definite. It just depends on the situation.
If she uses Falk, what do we do then? If we try, say, we're in a scenario you're saying, we're retrieving a Mercy and she uses Falk, what do we do?
Well, like that's what I'm saying. Like there are lots of different options. It depends on the situation entirely. Are you needing to reset? Are you needing to stabilize? If so, then sure, maybe that has more value than going for different targets. Maybe once she Volks, we can pressure the Ana out a bit more instead, or whatever. We can look to stabilize elsewhere. But like it's just so dependent on what's going on, where people are positioned, what people's helps are. It's all like I can't give you the answers because Overwatch is just a fluid thing where it just depends on the situation.
Yeah.
All right. Let's actually there's nothing to say about this other than we never pick Brawl on this.
Oh, what the hell?
All right. If they're playing Brawl on this map, what do we play? We can do even
Mercy.
better than that.
Our Mercy.
Yeah, we can just play Fire Mercy into it.
So
Are they
play
going to be able
them-
to deal with Fire Mercy well at all?
No.
So they're allowed to counter swap, but we instead only mirror. You know, we can be doing our own counter swapping as well. But yeah, like the biggest thing I want to emphasize, what's this art? Yeah. When we play, I already said this all to Robin. When we play Brawl on this map, it's decent for holding the point, but it lacks a lot of mobility. So what happens is that we're forced to either try and go over bridge here, or we're forced to go through White Room bit. And if we get stalled here and we physically can't make it through here, then what happens is it's just god awful. So we have this stuff. To be fair, this was a very uncoordinated push, and we kind of fuck up wall as well. But like they're in Bastion form, they've got the window out. We can't push through this. I also really don't like the Reaper pick. I think we could be playing a lot of different stuff there. Even Sim to TP behind them would have been sick. But that's a different thing. But you can see, like, when we're in this position, it's just so awful, and we're just waiting a losing battle, and we're just trying to force ourselves into a choke, and it's exactly what I was saying at the very start of the VOD, of how we're making our lives super difficult.
Also,
but-
Riva, I have one more question. When you're saying the pharmacy comp, do I play ball with that, or what do I play? Winston or Diva or?
It's Winston, Diva, and Ball. They're all fine. It's just based on what you want to do, what they want to do. I'm completely fine with you playing. I mean, like, ideally Ball, but I want you to play to your strengths. If you feel like uncomfortable on Ball, then you don't have to play Ball. Oh yeah, let me go over this as well, a bit more. It's kind of like a prelude into what I'll talk later on. I've got a whole schedule and agenda for this VOD review. So just like I was explaining about us taking this point, they need to do the exact same thing. If they want to push the point, they need to play this whole long choke, and we need to be doing everything we can to make their life as difficult as possible in trying to do this. And what I mean with that is that, remember, like, it's specifically for the comp we're playing right here. Again, if we went Tracer here, and if we went Pharah here, swaps, then we could have played this. That's kind of the ideal comp, I'd say, for us to swap to in this situation. But sorry, I'm losing track. Since we're playing with Reaper, etc., we're literally, remember when I first coached you guys, it was like new Overwatch 2. It was banana rush every single game. What was the rotation of cooldowns?
Bubble.
Yep.
Scissor Wraith.
Yep. And the same concept still applies. We need to hold this corner aggressively. We need to bubble this corner. The moment the bubble breaks, we're using Suzu. The moment that Suzu's off, we're just shooting, and then we can rape if we need to. We back out. We burn resources from them. We burn their Bastion form or whatever. In even just, like, we don't even need to commit Suzu, etc. If we see that to break bubble they use Bastion form, and we can just back off. We can wait bubble again, because by the time bubble is back, their Bastion form is gone, right? And we can go in and we can do the same rotation over and over. But because we just back out and we don't try and hold these corners at all, we're just gonna lose. All right, let's look at Kings Row.
Can I? I'll be right back. I'm gonna get some food.
Some food? What
Yeah, we
the-
need some food, bro. It's
Okay, how long are you gonna be?
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, 2 minutes.
Time it. Time it.
All right. 2 minutes. I'll grab a drink. XD. Is everyone gone? Hello.
Alright.
Oh.
Stack, are you here? Nope.
There is no food.
Oh my god.
The
What
cake
a
is a
shame.
lie.
Mhm.
There's so many Kings Row games.
Yeah, literally every single tournament match or scrim has had Kings Row.
No, this was against Seraph. What did I?
Yeah, this was against Seraph.
Yeah,
We
this one.
smoked them.
I mean,
I mean, not smoked them on Kings Row. We made arguably also some bad plays, but
how did we go up? Yeah, we were a bit too shaky for my liking against
you
Seraph.
mean shaky.
Um,
Bad.
Oh yeah, I'm going in with half HP. Yep, and then I explode.
yeah, that's what I mean with shaky. Yeah, we were waiting. It's all coming back to me. We were waiting for BAP to come back, and we didn't give ourselves time to stabilize. The point had barely been taken, and we're running through. And yeah, and then there's even more panic because we're like, okay, the window is fine or whatever. We get a wall, but the wall doesn't wall them off. They've already started retreating from the window already. And then we put a blizzard in. The blizzard only catches a Lucio who's frozen over there. We've just wasted 2 ults. And then now we just are all too stacked. We all get shattered. They do a useless window, but it doesn't matter. We have outplayed ourselves for no reason there.
Oh, and they used overclock.
They used overclock, which was fine.
And window.
Though the window was unnecessary, but the shatter and the overclock, I don't mind it too much. Well, right now they use overclock, and they shatter because they're like, I see all of us. And honestly, like when you're a weaker team, you can like, there is a world where we somehow outplay this. I don't know, but hey, they do a really good job because they're actually taking angles, etc. And we're Muppets. We can't say anything about them using ults after what we just did.
That's actually very fair.
All right, let's. No, we're not watching that match. We're
Yeah,
watching this
at least
match.
we won that match. I had no fun on this match.
Alright. All right. Let's go through this
I
very
didn't.
quickly. Okay. So what I want to stress is that we need to. What do I want to stress? It's basically, Robin, I want you to be more decisive and to communicate this much more in what we want to do. And at the same time, what we need to do is play less committal. So okay, I'm just gonna play this forward. I forget this 20-second bit at the start.
Explain the term committal.
I will explain it soon. All right. Firstly, what's the issue? I um it's funny you say that.
Wait,
Okay,
all
okay,
super stacked.
but yep. And who isn't stacked?
Me.
May.
Oh.
So I don't mind if Cassidy plays here initially and then rotates through Hotel when they start pushing up like this. I'm completely happy with that. Every time that they do a push, and they go up forwards, I want Cassidy's idea to be taking an off angle to punish the fact that they are using all their resources to look forwards, and in the end, Cassidy can get way more value by going through Hotel and shooting the BAP, etc., and delaying any sort of healing to happen on the rest of the team. compared to just staring at a Rein shield, staring at a Mei wall or whatever, getting himself caught if he's going too close, or flash magnating like a Rein or whatever. Way more value in the other way around. At the same time, what I really, really want to stress is that we're not holding corners properly at all. When we hold a corner, so I guess we play this passively because we're maybe scared of a widow or whatever, but we need to actually apply pressure with the fact that they have to cross this space. If we aren't applying this pressure, then all that happens is they make it to this corner, and when they make it to this corner and they push around it, what happens to us?
We are caught in open space.
Yeah, we're all in open space. If they're standing over here, we have nothing to stabilize on unless we're committing to going back behind here. We completely lose the benefit of the corner, and it's turned against us because now they have that corner to stabilize. When we're holding corners, especially with Mei, we need to be proactively looking to a wall whilst they're going forwards. If we're looking to a wall when they're already at this corner, it's kind of shit because they can just if we put the wall here, they're still able to play with cover here. They're still able to ice block here, etc. And their backline is relatively safe or whatever. All I want is that we proactively look for walls whilst they're in open space, and at the same time, I want all of us to be actually contributing to the spam when they are walking forwards. Like I said, Cass can still start here. You can start in BAP. You can play back here as well. Lucio also. There's no reason for you not to also be helping to contribute to the spam. And it depends on what they're playing. If they're playing stuff like junk, then have you can spam from this angle here as Lucio if you wanted. You're never gonna get caught by that shit from junk. And you get what I mean. It's based on what they play as well.
Sorry to interrupt, but HP will be here in 5 minutes.
Yep. And I'll just But here's the thing. If we hold this corner properly, and
Wait, you mean that one or the one that
yeah,
I'm going to?
if we hold this corner properly,
Am I holding too far?
well, you're you can be playing in this corner cubby bit, and the moment that they start walking up, we could be fire striking. We can even be playing a bit more left.
I thought I would need to hold the corner further.
Do you mean over here?
No, further.
Over here?
No, backwards. That one.
Over here. No, because they're crossing this open space. And we need to be doing something to stop this. If you're over here, you're not even you're not doing anything. And we can, and in these moments, when we aren't going, I've been muddying up some things, and actually I'll talk about this even later as well. But when we're actively holding pressure on the corners, that's when your uptime on your shield really matters. It's very difficult for them to really punish your shield, and when you're doing this, then our team is free to really do whatever they want. And if your shield breaks when you hold corners, you can back off really easily. If their Rein shield breaks when they're in open space, well, what's the issue for him? Yeah, he has absolutely nowhere he can stabilize. It's in your benefit to trade shields with their Rein by just playing aggressively and allowing your team to spam his shield down, compared with the other way around. But when you're the one on this end, like Rein, you're trying to preserve your shield as much as you can for yourself. You're trying to okay, that's not true. Forget that last bit. But the same concept of what I want to emphasize is that you're shielding much more for your team when you're holding your corners here, and you're shielding much more for yourself when you're pushing the corners. But all right, we're gonna move on, because right now, the reason why we find Bastion so difficult is why.
No, because I'm afraid. I shit my pants.
I mean, it's both. It's both. We're afraid to hold this corner. So here's the really nice thing. At what point do you want Bastion to use his form? Yeah, we want Bastion to feel forced to use his form to actually contribute to using to holding the space. I've said this like at the start when I started coaching you. What are the 3 things that you need to use when crossing open space?
Cover. Oh wait, resources ults
Yeah. What are the 3 things you can do? Sorry, I should put it that way.
and cover to cover or rotation. Yeah.
Yep. And if they're not forced to burn any of these, then the fact that we're holding this corner is nearly meaningless.
Yeah.
We need to be burning their resources, and they need to feel forced to use their resources to make it through this corner, to push this open space. But because we back off, it's like the polar opposite. Now, okay, we like this May wall also happens because we're so shit scared and we're not actually holding aggressively in time. We're just playing super far back and hoping for the best. But instead, we should be playing up here, and it should be very easy to just split their comp or whatever. Even if we wall Bastion off, that's fine. Because if we wall Bastion off, what's the first thing he's gonna do?
Turret.
He's gonna
I
go
mean,
in turret
Sentry,
form.
yeah.
Yeah, and we will happily trade wall for turret form. I'm actually gonna look at wall cooldown. All right, wall cooldown is the same as Bastion's form. So both.
Hello.
Ayo HP. All right. All right. So Bastion form lasts 12 seconds with like 7 seconds cooldown. And then May's wall, I don't know what the uptime is, but it doesn't matter because it's on cooldown for 7 seconds. The fact that he has to use a 12-second ability means that we're gonna have wall again. So
Wait, is it the other way around? And 7 seconds on a 12-second cooldown.
sorry, it's the uptime of Bastion form. It lasts 12 seconds.
Does it 12?
You're
Wow,
right.
that's
You're right.
insane.
It's the other way around. It's the other way around. It's up for 7 seconds, and then was that 11 or honestly,
10
I'll get.
seconds or something?
Let me get the wiki. Let me get the wiki. I was told this. Maybe I was told wrong. Shake my head, and I've always. Bastion wiki. Let's get turret. Wait, is this what the flip is this? This is not Bastion. There we go. Am I blind? Where is this? Oh wait, that's just duration. Okay. Duration
Whew,
6
duration
seconds.
6.
Cooldown 12. Cool. So it's even better. Like either way, in total, his rotation is gonna take 18 seconds. May's wall is like 7 seconds. So even if May's wall stays up for like 5 seconds, we've still got a 6-second period or something. I can't do math. We're gonna ignore that part. It's 5, but it's fine. Doesn't matter. I just want to recap some things to you, HP. So, oh, fuck. Go like this. HP. What I want to emphasize is, especially when you're on Cassidy, I want you to not look to do damage by just positioning where everyone else is. I want your whole mindset to be the moment that they push forwards, then you are doing the anti-push and you are flanking in this way. It's the same thing if their team, if we're pushing like this as well, or whatever, and they're matching over here, etc., then you're looking for a push of your own where you can play on your own angle away from where our mass is. Every time stuff is happening and we're doing trying to push through open space, etc., you need to be looking for ways to make it easier for our team to do this. And similarly, when they're pushing through open space, you need to be looking at ways to punish the fact that they're doing this without just grouping straight with us. Okay?
Okay.
The next part is that is that when we're holding corners, before they're actually pushing the space, is that you need to be aggressively holding the space and making life really difficult for them as they try and walk this area. The moment that they start actually pushing their way through this or whatever, then sure, go for the rotation like this or whatever. But you need to actively be looking to apply pressure. I don't know why I went in your PV. As they come towards us, because the worst thing that can happen is if they manage to make it all the way to the corner we're holding, and we haven't done anything to force any cooldowns. You can already see the Rhein's basically everyone's full health. Everyone hasn't used a single cooldown. We're all over here. We have no way of doing anything in this position or having any value to stop them from getting to here. And we're just kind of leaving it too late. So it looks like I'm just gonna skip forwards a bit. Actually, let's talk about this as well. So I don't mind this so much initially. If we use cooldowns, we use Mei wall there. We bait them out onto point. We're waiting for Mei cooldown or whatever. Maybe they used turret form. Couldn't tell or whatever. And then here, this is completely fine. What do you think I'm gonna say to you, HP?
Then I should stay on the angle.
Yep. You shouldn't, because you can immediately see from this PV, the more you try and play on where your team is, the more the enemy team is just denying you from having any value in this. Especially like you're getting Maywalled here, you're going to be in the straight line of sight of Bastion, whatever. And imagine you just played in this angle here. Even if they start looking at you, and even if they start pressuring you out, what are they not doing?
They're not looking at my team.
Yep. It's basically like a mini version of Tracer. Like
Exactly, that's what I want to say. It's the same thing with the attention, draining their attention.
Yeah. And we just want to constantly be creating value for ourselves. But because we all do this, we kind of this is such a messy fight. We're all just super stacked. All right. And it's unfortunate in the end. But in the end, like we just had a full-on fight, and like they're all pretty much like no one came even close to dying. And that's because we just struggle to have value when we're just all playing into what they want to do, and we're not playing to the tempo of what we should be doing. But it's fun. Let's get forwards to holding the next corner. And let's analyze how well we hold this next corner.
I think on the intonation, it's not going well.
So they do a good job. They're just basically pottering so that we can't just head straight in. Except they're idiots and they're not playing in the back off in the distance of Mei wall. But it's fine. We burn resources or whatever. Okay, firstly, what are we doing right now?
Hmm.
We have absolutely no reason to back off here. We have just done a really good job in burning all of Ryan's shield, the lamp. We see Rejuve burst come out here. Their Lucio still on cart. We are all basically we have all our cooldowns except for wall. But they also use wall. There's absolutely nothing that's going to happen here. We need to be pressuring this. We need to be putting the trigger on this. Even though Bastion, we can still be running over them. They have absolutely no cooldowns left. We still have our own lamp, our own rejuve burst. We have boop. We still have how much shield? We have 522 shield. We need to be holding this. We're so shit scared of this Bastion here, even though they have absolutely no cooldowns. I just like it's one Bastion. Is Bastion really gonna out DPS 5 people looking straight at him?
It's gonna kill me.
No. What do we still have?
Yeah.
A lamp, rejuve. We need to be more aware of when we have a resource advantage. We're just too scared. Where we see the form and we're like, fuck. We're just gonna default go back. All right, so we eventually make it back to the corner. But we don't even peek the corner or scout what's happening. They've already backed off already, so there's nothing that we really need to window here. The reason the window is bad is because every time we're aggressively holding a corner, we're waiting for them to make the commitment to push up before, and then we use our window. If they're already backing off, they're already doing their best to get out of your window by accident, right? So I just want you to not just like, I know I've been saying just use your window the moment you can, etc. But I want you to use it with actual purpose when we're holding the corners. All right, now let's have a look at how we hold this corner. I'm trying to get an angle on this corner to properly look at it, and I'm struggling. All right, this. So like this. Like this. Oh, like this. So like this. Oh, like this. I can see that, I guess. But here's the thing. If you window like this and hmm,
Then
no, I can
you're
see that.
in
I can see
open
that.
space, but yeah.
But I
No.
mean, like when I see windows like this, it feels much easier for them to push through it. If we want to go closer, we still have the ability to stabilize behind this corner. If we're yeah. I don't know. I feel like the fact that we're extending the window so close to them makes it easier for them to push through it. If they want to push, I mean, which side angle to the left? Like that. I don't know. I'm not convinced. I okay. I don't know. If we have to back off or whatever, then the window is instantly useless. Like over
The
here,
window itself is
then we
just
have no cover. This wall. Then we don't have the window. The window's right here. Oh, okay.
what?
As in, oh, you want to swap sides all like that. Okay. I mean, I'm sure if that's what you want.
That's gonna a lot of coordination to make that happen, to swap sides.
I mean, sure. It's basically the equivalent of you just plonk down a window in the middle of the fight, and then if everyone's just on one side or the other, you've got some benefit. But like the reason I like windows like this so much is it's just very straightforward. For if they're trying to push up like this, you wanna get as much value from this window as possible. You are counting on the fact that they are trying to push this corner here, right? And so you are doing your window is making it as impossible as it can because you're expecting them to try and push through your window every time you do this. If you window like this or whatever it was, they can push through this window a lot more easily than if you window like this and your teams you can already back off from here, still gain the value from window if they're getting close to even pushing through it. But it's the moment that they try and commit. No, it wasn't because they weren't trying to commit. Look, I'll show you. They were backing off right here. Everyone's running away. Regardless of the fact that they're right over here, it doesn't matter. They're not trying to commit in here, right? There's a big difference. I mean, yeah, yes,
take
but
all of
like
them.
it's not instantaneous to go from one to the other, and they were already doing their best to go behind cover. Like it's small margins when it comes to window, and if they're already backing off, then yeah, like the. All right, let's look at holding this corner finally, or should I say, abandoning the corner as much as we can. They have just made it all the way over here, and how much damage do you think they took in total?
Meditate, let me guess. 0.
They didn't even
Zip
bother
zero.
shielding. There was
Their
nothing.
tank's name, bro.
We are so scared of their comp when they're literally pushing up, and all we need to do is play super aggressive here. We're just the moment that they try and push this whole choke bit here, we should be doing everything we can. We should be walling off here. We should be spamming. We can even have Cassidy coming up here a bit. Even if they push through like this, Cassidy still's an angle. You can still back off a bit. Or like if the team decides to back off, we can regroup like this. My point is like, and we also shouldn't be over here. We should be contributing to the spam as well. Like we are doing a terrible, terrible job of holding corners. And now that they have come to this corner, we're like, oh, okay, we're going to do the opposite of everything I've ever said. And we're going to instead opt to play an open space. They now have the corner. And then when we realize that they have the corner, we're like, oh, fuck, we're going to back out because we've been walled. We're not even backing out because they've reached the corner yet. And we realize we're in open space. We're backing out because we've been walled. And then it's like, oh, well, it's already too late. They're gonna wall, they're gonna window, they're gonna use Bastion form, we're gonna get fucked, and we're like, oh, okay, go next, Bastion OP. Like, no.
No, we're not saying Bastion's OP. We're saying
No, I know, I
Versus
know,
us
I
is
too
know.
scared
I'm
of
taking the piss. I'm taking the piss. I know we're not saying Bastion's OP, but we are scared of Bastion to the point that we're just making ourselves lose instantly. If instead we hold this corner here, force out Bastion form or force out window so that they're using resources to make it to this corner, we can instantly then take the fact that we were holding this corner to just back out and play to the next corner. We're just constantly forcing out resources and giving up space if we need to. Okay. All right. Let's honestly, like that's pretty much entirely what we were just fucking doing wrong the whole time. Let's have a look at attack. Yep. Yep.
Stack, you okay? What's the noise on your background?
Is it his background or is it mine?
No, Stack's background.
Oh, okay.
What are you fucking?
All right.
I'm sorry for muting you.
It's a mama diff.
Okay.
Oh my god, I
Um,
can track you guys. I have so much power.
So,
Yeah, because Mr. Sylvan is the boosted masters.
I'm a masters. I am boosted, but not
you're
masters.
literally all getting boosted constantly by playing with Dodo on his Smurf accounts.
Yeah, that's what I'm
So,
saying.
the fact any
No,
of
no,
you
no,
are
no.
even calling each other boosted is interesting to me. Mm-hmm.
I call myself boosted, bro.
I got
when
myself
I play
boosted.
comp with
No,
you guys, you
bro.
off-roll and troll me.
Stack. What you were playing ranked, right? With Dodo. What account? What ranked was his account?
All right.
Probably plat
let's-
or diamond, so you're
let's-
getting boosted.
Let's move on. Okay. This whole concept of forcing like open space, etc., we can use this constantly ourselves. If we see them playing over here, what can we do?
Go top left from here.
Yeah. We can
okay.
go like this, we can go like this. We can make it really awkward for them. and say we go like this, like I actually don't understand the obsession so much with trying to match this way and trying to force. I actually do. Sorry, I take this all back. It's making sense to me. So if we play like this, and the reason why we don't ever hold the statue here is why.
Open space.
Yeah, they need to go from here to here. But we just need to be aware of this. All we need to do is what?
Paid Bastion form?
Burn resources. And whether it's Bastion form, whether it's Maywall, and I needed to explain what committal meant. When I mean committal, I mean the fact that okay, we use a wall. Let's say let's literally go and okay, this is perfect. This is exactly. I mean, the fact that Dodo is nowhere near us is a minus because we. Okay. This is very disjoint. Oh wait, it's HP.
It's me
He
on
was
me.
on Widow. Yeah. It's the fact that I forget. Okay. All right, it's making sense. But yeah, this is fine. But right here, are we going to really be able to kill them? Right now, like right where they are.
No.
No. We are probably going to force what?
Wall and maybe shield, emo field.
Yep, we're gonna force ammo field. We're gonna force rejuve. We're gonna break round shield. We're gonna maybe force ice block. We're maybe gonna get a wall again, and we can easily do this playing the way we are whilst our wall is up. If we decide to go on them and just try and finish them off whilst all this is happening, I actually don't know what happens in this fight or whatever. We do. Oh, what are we doing? All right. All right, I take it all back. We're not playing committal enough. We shouldn't be just
we're
walking
just
away.
fucking scared from the fucking Western form all the time. And
Yeah,
it was pissing me off the whole
we
game.
have our wall here. This is fine. We just play here, and the moment that Bastion is wailing on us a bit, then we just hide here. We don't need to be walking all the way around here. But in essence, we still do exactly what we needed to. Oh my days! Now we've done exactly what we wanted them to do. We've burned ice block. We've burned lamp. We can't be this scared. Like it's one Bastion who was behind the wall. We should have burned way more resources from them before the Bastion got even anything in the fight. Like I don't care if you burn much of your shield here because we're going to be burning way more of their resources there. And now this whole fight, like even though we forced out Bastion form, it doesn't matter because we forced out pretty much all our resources. All right, this is fine. This is good. So we force out Bastion form. Okay, now, well, what's a big issue with what we're doing? So I'll do it from Bastion's POV, so it's maybe more clear. I'm in tank form. I'm in tank form. I'm in tank form. Okay, I'm out of tank form. Okay, my tank form is back up in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. We had a huge window, and we decided to wait out. Like regardless of who died there, we burnt out Bastion's form, and then we hid behind the wall for a year. We need to be playing aggressively. The moment that Bastion is out of form, we want to be running in. We want to be using that time window and not putting ourselves on a cooldown.
But before they can stall, right? They can Maywall and then burn our resources, and then by the time we're stabilized, then the best form is we're back on and instant repeat.
Okay, but here's the thing: when we choose to engage, when they don't have a Bastion form, who burns resources more?
They?
Wait, what did you say, Rowan?
They?
Yeah. We don't have to use our ammo field, right? We don't have to use our rejuve. We don't have to burn shield as much, right? So even if we trade walls, etc., they're the ones we're bleeding of resources. And the moment all this shit's happening, they're going to immediately go back in Bastion form the moment they can. and then the moment it's gone, we go back in. That's kind of why I was like, we need to play less committal. We need to care more about burning resources, and when we take too long to go in after Bastion's used form, then we're putting ourselves on a timer. We have a window where we can burn more resources than they're able to burn. But if we're not taking advantage of this, then we're putting ourselves on a timer for no reason. But the other issue, what is the other issue here, kind of? Why?
No, what?
Why is Dodo not shooting anyone?
I don't know. Ask him.
So there's two parts. Firstly,
Oh, I thought Dodo was the main. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
stupid. Easy
firstly,
Hansel.
does anyone have any way of really dealing with Hanzo if he's up on this bit here?
No.
No. We don't need to be taking an angle like this, and we're not Cassidy. We can instantly start wall climbing up here and have very easy rotations. We can even be playing all the way back here, and it's super difficult for them to do anything about us here. The closer we play in this angle that our team is, the worse it's going to be. We're like, this would be fine if it was Cassidy, or like, because like you don't have much of a choice with off angles or whatever. The next part is Dodo takes damage, and then it's all kind of just a communication mess. Because Dodo takes damage and doesn't say, he is chasing now after Stek for heals. Stek finally like realizes like too late, but by then, like, we've been playing 4v5 this entire bit because Dodo is too busy running around asking for heals or whatever, whilst we're going all in without understanding. And it is more of a comms issue, but like I said, it's two parts. Firstly, Dodo shouldn't be playing anywhere near us, and we should be playing on our engages when we're stabilized a bit more. But it's fine. All right, so for the last part of the VOD review, we're gonna take a look at something else. XD. Yeah. All right, so
Is this
I-
Owl?
no, it's actually. Can anyone guess what it is?
I say Super Coluche.
Pick up games.
Those are
Because
two
it's super,
tanks.
super's not playing.
You have pilots.
What did you say?
The pickup games because Super's not playing pro anymore.
Nope, not pickup games. Who can guess it first? It feels like Yep, these are the Team US trials.
Oh, okay. Do you have do you have footage of the Dutch trials?
No. It's just Sylvan, am I right? All right. Okay, so I will say this right now. Let me actually get into a few things. So in the East, they're playing Ramatra way more. They're pretty
Interesting.
much always using Ramatra over Rhine in every scenario they can. Especially
Wait,
when
in
it's
the East,
small.
like East Coast US or
No,
like,
no, no, no,
East
no.
Europe?
I mean Korea, basically. Korea and
So
China.
basically, the entirety of OWL.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are there
and
any Westerners left?
Yeah, okay.
Let the man cook.
Let him cook. Thank you.
Let him cook.
All right. And since contenders have been playing and now Pro-Am, a lot more of the West teams are starting to copy this way more. You'll have seen that in the homework that I told you guys to watch. Who watched it?
No time.
I had time, I forgot. Wait, which
Okay,
one?
so-
What's the Atlanta Rain thing?
Yeah, it was London Spitfire against Atlanta.
Oh yeah, I watched that.
Okay.
No, I really had no time.
Alright.
That's honest answer.
No worries, no worries.
I did not know. Like, I am so stupid. I don't know. I don't see anything in it.
What?
Like, I don't see like why one team lost or one specifically.
Oh no worries. That's fine. I'm not expecting that. It's also it's much more difficult trying to see what's happening when you're literally viewing shit like this, and then in POVs compared to me looking at games like this.
I would love to. The Overwatch replay viewer needs to come back. I would love to study some Overwatch League Lucios, but
But the big thing that the reason why I wanted you to see was so the fact that London get rolled so hard by a brawl comp on Kings Row, whilst they're playing like Ryan, and it it was unreal. Like if you watch it, it's unreal
Yeah.
how hard London gets.
Yeah, I saw first
Even the
point.
commentators were laughing at Spitfire.
I saw first point and totally fucking rolled.
I have
Do-
a
do you-
question. It's like almost every team in our Korea now.
No,
But it was just Lip getting headshot after headshot. He carried.
But I will say Atlanta Reign is one of the best teams. Like they are probably the
W.
best teams in Overwatch League right
That's
now.
my team.
What
They're-
about
they're-
Outlaws?
No. Reign are just better.
Betrayal.
It's crazy how good a roster.
Stack were betrayed.
yeah. Anyway, what I want to say is when you're playing Ryan it's a shame that this is just Ramatra versus Ramatra, but the fact that Super isn't playing Ryan in a brawl mirror, and is opting to play Ryan Ramatra kind of says a lot already, in how things have changed. So what you need to be aware of is when you're playing Ryan, your effective range is really short, right? And on
You
top of that,
As Ram.
as Ryan,
Oh, that's right. Sorry, my bad. I
sorry,
thought you said Ram.
I'm just, yeah, sorry. I'll say Ramatra to make it even more clear in future. Am I right? But as Reinhardt, let's forget that he's playing Ramatra. The things that you need to realize is that not just is your effective range super small, but when you go in, you have no speed to rely on, but your Lucio. And when you do go in, you're on a timer with your shield, and you have your speed, etc., to help you stabilize much easier than when Ryan goes in. So when Ryan does go in, he's a lot stronger. If Ryan does end up in the opportunity where he's actually just trading blows with Ramatra gets completely fucked. But the thing is when you're playing these comps, so specifically, so you're either playing Casti or Hanzo, and either is fine. All you're doing is you're trying to prevent, like, I really wish it was into the Rhine, but all you're doing is you're trying to negate the value the other tank has. Every time they're going in, you're playing around this. You don't need to really care what they're doing, and you're literally just sitting there. You're getting so much value in the downtime that Ryan wouldn't be getting, and every time. Actually, I'm not going to skip forwards. But when you do want to go in, etc., it's much easier for you to stabilize in these situations than it is when you're playing Ryan in a lot of these instances. The only thing that changes is because you're not playing Ryan, you don't really have a shield so much for your team. And so, like, in that sense, your team isn't just playing stacked on top of you. You can already see, like, with the way they're playing, like no one's really playing on top of their RAM. Everyone's just finding their own angle, trying to get value, doing their own thing, and that is the most important thing. I'm just rambling on. He probably got forced out in the fight, and is just stabilizing. He's just going through hotel. But like even this is fine. Like the fact that he's forcing attention through hotel means that Kaluj is in like a difficult spot. Him going back to point is not the play though. But like
He doesn't have Riva as a coach, but what else can we say?
I mean, you can see mistakes happen plenty of times. Like they're all trying to stabilize again, and Cluj is in a fucking terrible spot. All that needs to happen is wall off, and you just run down the Cluj or whatever, and like you don't even need to wall him off here. You can literally just wall off here and just pressure him out. There's no reason for BAP to be playing here. There's no reason for us to, I say us, to give Hotel control like this, etc.
I mean, thanks for the compliment that you say us, but
XD. And now they're kind of letting them go back in and stabilize on their own time. Like there's just madness.
now Super is fucked.
Yeah, they're burning resources, etc. But it's just, do you see like how spread out they're playing? Like they don't need to be playing stacked on the Ram. And this whole time, Ram is able to engage and disengage much more freely, and he's not just like even though he's going in maybe the same number of times as you would on Rein, he's just disengaging much more freely. Does that make sense? And there's just way more tempo to this. And when you're playing, the reason why I wanted you to watch is like when you watch, it's probably easier to show because I specifically really care about.
There's a lip and a lap, and I thought you guys were talking about a lap was crazy.
Oh no, Lep is main support.
Yeah, I was
Lep
like,
is one of the best hitscan players.
he's not playing hitscan.
Yep, it doesn't need
That's
to play.
crazy. That's crazy.
I mean, here's the thing: like, which hitscan DPS is there here?
May.
Riva, do you want us to play Ramatra now, King's Road? Then
Yep.
Yes.
I want us to play specifically this. And we can swap out Hanzo to Cassidy if we want. But it's between Dodo and HP Laser. Because I'm guessing like if we do play Hanzo, then it'd be Dodo and then HP on the Mei. Or the other way around, where if it's Cassidy, we'd have HP, and then we can try both. We can do Scrim and we can try both.
Yeah, now we're on the topic of that. If we then play the Ram, do we hold Statue then? Because we saw with the codes that you sent it from the trials that the Ram and the Mei were both holding Statue. Do we hold the corner or do we hold Statue?
That's actually that's my point with Ram. Or like you can hold Statue here, and it's way easier for you to disengage all the way back here.
Right,
you don't need to worry about
speed boost in Nemesis.
Yep, and you don't need to worry about the fact that you have a shield that can break or whatever. You can play with much more like in riskier positions for yourself. The only thing that you need to be caring about is that I'll actually go back and show it properly. Is that when Cluj is doing this and he's going in form, he's on a timer. So he's got 8 seconds right now, and by the time those 8 seconds disappear, so right now it's going down, and by the time he's in this, I don't know why he cancels it early to get a wall up or whatever. But honestly, he would have been better off just backing off. He wouldn't be in this difficult spot, but they burned the wall or whatever. But my point is the moment that your Nemesis form runs out is when you should be looking to stabilize. If he's over here and his Nemesis form is running out, then he's fucked, right? It's all about just playing around that timing. And then in this position here, like it's a shame someone dies or whatever, but you would just be doing the rotation again of the cooldown with your Nemesis form. You're looking to go in aggressively, get a Mei wall, and the Mei walls, like they're getting so much less value when your team is playing so much more split, etc. But yeah, like I specifically wanted to show this.
And do the Mei and the Ram play together, like with Rein and Ram? Like Rich, Rein, and Mei?
No.
Because, okay.
No. Because like even if your Ram gets walled off, you don't really care. You like being right next to them. It's still decent to play stacked together. But if your Mei has better value trying to wall off from their own angle or whatever, then it's fine. And if the Mei themselves gets walled off, it's very easy for the team, like for them to
break the
just
wall,
burn
yeah.
ice block or whatever. But you can see right here, it's the exact situation that we literally just talked about. The Rhine is holding statue. Because the Rhine is holding statue, they're forced to, like, I mean, this is a fucking troll charge. But the moment that they need to stabilize, they break shield. They've already burned lamp, and they have nowhere left to stabilize, right?
Well, they're in the middle of point, bro.
Yep.
Yeah, they're
And-
literally saying what you, to you,
Yep.
like you're saying to, like,
But like, let's say they were
that team,
playing.
Diamond Team.
But let's say they were playing Ram here, even though this was like Grief going in a bit, they're still able to disengage much easier by literally just holding up block and walking backwards, and they still have the speed from
Nemesis.
form, and there's like so much more fluidity and so. But like this Rhine, every time Rhine tries to go in and do something, all that's happening is that the enemy team are just negating all of this pressure. Ryan is again in the situation where he's trying to put
Where is
pressure on
he?
them, walking in open space or whatever, but he's just getting his shield burnt, and at this point, it's already too late. To be fair, like, I don't think Spitfire was setting up properly on this, but they're also, yeah, like, it's just very difficult. And like, you can see this Ryan, just, he's on 54% ult charge, and like Hawk's sitting at 80, and there's nearly no value that Hattie's really getting, and it's all because everyone's just playing out of his range. And if they are playing in his range, it's because there's a big advantage, and there's nothing that Hattie can do to really do something about it. So like Lip gets a pick here. I mean, sure, that's just like a Hanzo thing or whatever, but the fact is okay. Now you go in hard. You can punish this Orion, and there's like nothing you can do. It's just constantly just playing out of the Ryan's range, and then the moment you have an advantage or whatever, then you're just pressuring in deep, and then you're still constantly thinking about, okay, I go deep, and then I'm just stabilizing after that, and you're just constantly cycling this rotation. But
yeah, so basically, summarize what you're saying. So the time when I go punchy punch on Ryan is when we pressure him out first, then I go punch mode.
Yep, you don't really care about dueling him, and the worst thing you can do is when everyone's even resources to opt to punch him. Like, all you want to do is create space, play in like areas where you normally couldn't play as Ram or whatever. All you're doing is you're putting as much pressure as you can, forcing the enemy to be in difficult spots, allowing your team to play on their own angles or whatever. And then once you're able to burn resources like that, you can go in, punch. You can even bait the Rhine a bit to try and force him to, like you saw here, if you're sitting there punching and shit, and Ryan's trying to hold that corner against you, like yeah. It's super obvious once you watch it. Am I right? But and it's honestly not that deep. Like, I'm making this sound like it's a whole complicated new process, but it's all the things that we've done before. And it's just realizing, okay, we're just playing outside of their effective range. We're playing it inside their range. Let's say they're right here.
Yeah, I'm just asking because it's a new comp, so
Yeah.
to just make sure that I'm getting the right things.
And like, what I just want to focus on more is that, yes, we're playing Brawl, but we don't have to be all just stacked on top of each other. It's still very easy for BAP to heal all of us. So I'm not saying to like play like all the way up here or some shit. You get what I mean? Like, I'm not saying crazy off angles unless you're Hanzo, etc. We're just still playing fairly stacked, but we're close enough to give value while still holding our own angle. That's like the dream. All right. It's been a long VOD review. But I've gotten through the 3 topics I wanted to, and that was how to play against Pharah, how to play against Bastion, and what I want us to do for our comps when it comes to Rhine, to Brawl. And like, don't worry too much about. I just want to see how it's at. We'll next scrim we do, we'll try it out a few times, see how it goes. We'll also try having the DPS swapping on May, etc. We'll see how it goes.
Thanks for the VOD review.
No worries.
Guys, I am so hyped for the new support hero. I think about it. There's nothing announced or anything, but I'm just hyped for a new support hero.
Do you have any other comp ideas?